Welcome back to Local 4 Live. I'm Erica Erickson in for Nick Monticelli. We're having a lot of fun this morning. Thanks for sticking around and watching. And what are you looking at? You're getting a live look out of Tanzania near the base of Mount Kilimanjaro. It was the stage for the journey of a lifetime. Now, some of you might remember when we talked with Steve Annear, I hope you said your name right, Steve, he's sitting right next to me, about the plans to climb the mountain. He left for Africa back in August. Now, he made it to the summit in early September. No doubt the climb is challenging for anyone, but he had his left leg amputated when he was just 11 years old. However, of course, he was determined to make the climb to raise money for the Kirk Gibson Center for Parkinson's Wellness. Steve, you are back. You are just smiling. You look like, hey, this was no big deal. Yeah. I mean, first of all, how are you feeling right now?
Pretty good. It's taken us probably longer than we thought to recover from the climb. I did the climb with my wife, Shauna, and it had an effect on us that we didn't really understand or predicted.
What was that? Really, tell me.
Well, I think it was the cumulative effect of everything that happened. So you're on the mountain for about 10 days and, you know, as you get higher, the altitude starts to take over a little bit and your appetite sort of suffers and you have this impact of day after day climbing and getting higher and higher up in the mountain. So, you know, when we got to the top, we were, you know, it was an incredible experience to have made it to the top. And then we took 2 days to then come back down. We came down quite quickly. And our bodies were, you know, we were really excited and mentally we were very motivated, but our bodies were just kind of wearing down a little bit. But, you know, we're starting to feel pretty good now.
So the whole climb was how many days?
It took us, was 1 day of orientation, then we had 9 days on the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and what altitude, I mean, what are we talking? How high?
It's 19,341 feet.
Oh, that's
top
it?
of Kilimanjaro, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
So what does that do, just being that high of altitude? I mean, I can think of going on a plane and just rising. What does that do for that long? Well,
it's really interesting because you don't really know how it's going to affect you. So we had a climbing party of 14 people, plus our guides and porters, and everyone kind of suffered in a different way or experienced it in a different way. Some people had light headaches and, you know, you're always short of breath. So as you get higher and higher up, it becomes harder to breathe. And other people were really heavily affected by it and couldn't go down, you know, the mountain after they got to the top. So it just has a, you know, real range of impact on the body. You don't know until you do it. And it's really, once you get over 15,000 feet, that's when I started to feel it most, and most of our party did. We had a great set of guides though, and they were very methodical and disciplined around the pace at which we went, what we did each day, trying to force us to eat because you lose your appetite and you have trouble sleeping, you know, as you get further up the mountain. So all of these things kind of come into play, and you know about them and you read about them, but until you do it, you don't really understand the impact it has on you.
So I'm sure everyone you were with had 2 legs.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. How did you manage this? I mean, this is quite difficult for anyone.
Yeah, I think, you know, I've lived my life pretty much on crutches. So as you said, amputated left leg when I was 11. So it's very normal for me. And, you know, in training for something like this, we went to Colorado and trained there, and I've done a lot of hiking. So for me, it's just
it's just the way of life.
It is the way I am. And my secret weapon was my wife, Shauna. So, you know, when we got to difficult parts on the mountain, if I'm sort of swinging and it's a bit precarious in the step that I'm taking or the rock I'm climbing, you know, she would grab one of my, we would kind of figure out how we would handle that particular piece of it, and she was always there, you know, to give me a push, to pull me back, to, you know, help me with the crutches or whatever it might be.
I love that.
We did it together, and so I was much stronger because of her presence alongside me on the mountain.
And for those who don't know your story, Steve, how did you lose your leg when you were 11?
I was born with a blood circulation problem, had a number of operations when I was a kid, and it was unfixable with the technology at the time. So the solution was to amputate, and that was the right call at the time. So this is my normal, and when I do things and challenge myself, I don't challenge myself in the context of having one leg. I challenge myself in the context of this is who I am.
This is who you are. And
can I do more? Can I go harder? Can I go faster? Can I, push myself?
And can you do anything that anyone else does?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's about how I challenge myself and not define myself by how others would see me. And I think that's common for people who look different or act different or are different from the regular person, is that they get defined by what's normal for everybody else. And that's not the right way to look at it. You've got to define yourself by what's your normal and what challenges you inside yourself.
So you're also raising funds for the Kirk Gibson Foundation. Tell me about that. How'd you get involved with that?
Well, I think this was made it so much more important to me and Shauna to do this. It was always been a dream to climb that mountain, and being able to do it and help other people added a purpose to it that I wouldn't have otherwise had, and that purpose has come through my work with Kirk's Foundation and being able to help people live with Parkinson's disease. It's the fastest growing neurological disease in the US. The approach to care in the US is poorly funded, and so a lot needs to be done by everybody to step up and help people live with the disease. The cure is probably some years away yet, but we can do a lot to help people live a high quality of life through the programs that we can provide. So
when you're doing this, I mean, obviously you've got a thrill and you've accomplished something. Do you have plans? What's your next? I mean, I'm sure you want to do something. What's next?
Yeah, well, that's a really good question, and QI roll for my wife, but I'm not sure what that's going to be.
Ask your partner in crime.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you guys doing next?
Yeah, and we'll figure it out, and there will be something. But for me, and I've been thinking about this since we did it. The approach to the fundraising has been incredible. And we had a $250,000 match from the Lash family that we've closed out. We have a new match that's starting up tomorrow from the Tom and Dina Archerplay family for another $250,000 match because of the climb. Yeah, I know.
Bravo.
It's been so generous, and the money's needed. It's going to fund the centre that we're opening in Farmington Hills to look after people with Parkinson's. So it's really important, and I need to do more. You finish something like this, and because of the incredible support that we've had, you feel, well, there's energy there, and how can we continue to galvanise that energy?
Keep the momentum. I know I can tell you want to keep it going.
Yeah, so what comes next? I don't know, but I know that I and us in the foundation, us at the centre, we just need to do more to help people, fight this disease, and we will.
Steve, your passion is palpable. Thank you so much for being here. All right.
Great to be here.